To try out the Family Heritage Project, we're going to complete a basic family tree that goes out to our great-grandparents. For this activity, you'll need a pencil and a copy of our family tree worksheet. You'll also need access to a phone or the internet to contact relatives. You may also want to access family records like birth certificates if available. During this whole activity, we strongly encourage you to talk to your various family members in person, on the phone, or via video chat to collect the information. This will encourage conversations that might result in you learning some interesting family stories. To start, download our family tree worksheet from our website. We recommend printing this sheet and filling it out with pencil, but you can also fill it out digitally if you'd like. At the bottom center of the worksheet, start by filling in your full name, first, middle, and last, in the box that says My Name. Then, write your date of birth next to DOB on the bottom line. Use the line below the box to add any additional details you'd like, such as your siblings' names or the town you were born in. If you're fuzzy on details, talk to your parent or guardian, or consult a document like your birth certificate if available. After you've filled in your information, you're going to move up a level and fill in details about your parents or guardians. The easiest way to get this information is usually to just ask them for it. If you can't get the information directly, you can ask other relatives or consult family records. Find out your parents' full names and dates of birth, and list that info in the boxes marked Parent Name. For your mother, list her last name as her maiden name, or the name she had before she got married, the one that appears on her birth certificate. During this step and all the following steps, it's okay to leave any information you don't know blank. You can use the lines below the boxes to add additional details about each parent. Once you have your parents both filled in, you're ready to move on to the boxes for both sets of grandparents. To fill these in, you can ask your parents for information, or if possible, contact your grandparents directly via phone, email, or social media. They will probably be excited to talk to you. Above your mother's box, fill in her parents' names and dates of birth in the two linked boxes that read Grandparent Name. These are your maternal grandparents. Just like in the previous step, use maiden names for all the women on the chart. Then, fill in the grandparent boxes above your father's box with the names and dates of birth of his parents, your paternal grandparents. As before, use the line below their boxes for additional information, like siblings, place of birth, or date of death, if applicable. If your grandparents are no longer living, your parents or other relatives may have family documents they can share, like birth certificates, where you can find this information. Leave any info you can't find blank. After you've filled in as much information as you can about your grandparents, you're ready to move up to the top row of boxes on the family tree, your great-grandparents. If your grandparents are still living, contact them to see if they can help you fill in this information. Similar to before, for each of your grandparents, you'll list their parents' names in the two linked boxes above their name that read Great-Grandparent. If applicable, write these individuals' days of death on the lines below their boxes. Just like in the previous step, use maiden names for all the women on the chart. If your grandparents aren't available to assist, see if any other family members like parents, aunts, uncles, or others might know this information. If you are having trouble finding all this data, check out our Try It sheet for additional resources to help you fill in any gaps. Once you've listed all your great-grandparents, you've successfully completed your basic family tree. You can expand your genealogical exploration by tracking down photos of the folks on your tree or collecting stories about them from other family members. Share your finished findings with others. Learn more about this activity, download resources, get printed step-by-step directions, and learn more about the Family Heritage Project on our Try It sheet at go.illinois.edu/4H Try It.